conflict and stated, and I would like to quote, "I am horrified by the idea that we have compromised through a secret agreement the territory, the sovereignty, and the sovereign rights of the Filipinos." Unquote. Defense Secretary Gilberto Chodoro, for his part, stated, and I would also like to quote, "While we realize that accountability is important in the issue on whether or not a so-called gentleman's agreement was forged with China regarding BRP, Sierra Madre, and the Ayungin Shoal, we Filipinos must not lose sight of the fact that the main threat to our rights in the West Philippine Sea is the Chinese government's illegal activities." Unquote. National Security Advisor Eduardo Año remarked, and I would like to quote again, "The Chinese have always talked about the gentleman's agreement, but they cannot show anything that there is, even a document or even identify somebody that said that." Unquote. And yet, despite these pronouncements, the Chinese embassy continued to cite the alleged gentleman's agreement in justifying its actions with the Philippines' resupply missions to the Ayungin Shoal. Amidst these conflicting accounts, persistent questions remains. If indeed a gentleman's agreement exists, why was it not relayed to the present administration? What is the exact content and nature of this agreement? What is so secret about this agreement? Why were the other branches of the government, the legislative and judiciary, left in the dark with respect to this agreement? And did this gentleman's agreement compromise our territory and sovereign rights? Congress recognizes the far-reaching effects of this alleged gentleman's agreement on foreign policy, especially with respect to the West Philippine Sea and our bilateral cooperation with China. We need to ferret out the truth to clarify the confusion that is happening now. While it is settled that the President is the chief architect of the foreign policy, there are limitations and standards that regulate the President's foreign relation powers. Thus, there is a need to delve into the nature of this gentleman's agreement, if indeed it exists, to address escalating tensions as an offshoot of this agreement, to understand its legal, social, and economic ramifications, and to take corrective actions if and when necessary. Lastly, this inquiry is an exercise of Congress's oversight functions. In the exercise of our oversight powers, we need to determine the impact of this gentleman's agreement on our national interest, particularly our sovereignty, sovereign rights, and